Most of this project has lived on a screen or in my mind for the last 6 months. So today, I'm turning this van into a 60 square foot production studio to see if I can add just a little bit of a tactile feel to something that so far has only been digital. So, can you prototype a brand in a space this small? Let's find out. I've had these design ideas in my head for a while now. Getting them into a physical format is long overdue. For me, that process starts with sketching in Procreate, and then moving to Affinity for cleanup and vectorization. But as much as I love the design phase, looking at a logo on a screen only takes you so far. For this project to feel real, it needs to be tangible. I need to see if these ideas can actually live in the real world. Today, we're going to find out. The beauty of a van is that it can be whatever you need it to be. 1 minute, it's a kitchen. The next, it's a workshop. I'm pulling out my mini factory, a Cricut maker, and a heat press, and setting up on the only counter space I have. It's tight, but that's the deal. You don't need a massive studio to start making things. You just need a system that fits your space. Next, we prep the vinyl and send the design over to the cutter. There's something trance-like about watching it work. It's the first real step in the design becoming physical. When it comes to weeding, I don't have a specialized toolkit. Most people reach for tweezers, but I'm using my everything knife. A big part of this lifestyle is the use what you have mentality. Perfection is the enemy of the prototype. You just use the tools in your hand and keep moving. Before I fire up the heat press, I want to get all my cuts finished, so I'm knocking out a quick sticker first. The process is almost identical to the shirt vinyl, just without the need to mirror the design. The tricky part is always the transfer. Sometimes the vinyl just doesn't want to separate from the backing paper. If you rush it, you'll ruin the cut. It's one of those moments that forces you to just slow down and have a little patience. A sticker is a fast path to something tangible. It's a low-stakes way to see the design in the real world. Seeing that logo hit the back of my laptop? It's a small win, but it makes the whole project feel a layer more permanent. This was the moment of truth. A heat press is a massive power draw, and honestly, I wasn't even sure if the van's setup could handle it. The EcoFlow app jumped to 1.3 kilowatts during the initial heat up. In an off-grid setup, that's a significant ask from your power storage. But the system held. Once the temperature normalized, it was smooth sailing. It's good to trust your gear, but always remember to keep an eye on the metrics. Now for the main event. I'm using a framer square to measure and line everything up. Again, just using the tools I have on hand. The recommendation for the heat transfer vinyl is 30 seconds of heat around 315 degrees. The peel was a bit stubborn, and you really feel that tension when you're waiting to see if it took. But patience is part of the craft. If you rush the peel, you ruin the shirt. You just have to wait for the system to settle. One final heat set for extra adhesion, and it's done. Looking at the texture of the vinyl on the fabric, it's a huge shift from looking at a screen. It's tactile. It's real. This is just a prototype, a first draft of the physical signal, but it tells me that the Stoke Beacon idea can live anywhere, even in the back of a van on a quiet afternoon. So here it is. Seeing this logo on a physical shirt makes the last 6 months feel way more real than it did before. It's definitely not perfect, but it's real. Doing this also reminded me that the van isn't just for travel. It's a retreat in itself. A creative space where I can actually hear myself think and just make things. If you've been following along or you're new here, thanks for being part of it. Moving from something digital pixel-based to something more tactile is a small win, but it's a big step towards what I'm trying to build here. I'm pretty stoked with how these turned out. I'm currently working on a roadmap for where Stoke Beacon is headed in 2026, and I'll be sharing that shortly. I hope you get out there and do something awesome today, and I'll see you soon.